Welcome back to Ivy the Brand YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Manager interview questions and answers. The first question is, tell me about yourself. If you've worked as a manager, you will say, I am a manager, because that is your current experience or that is your previous experience. So by saying you are a manager, already you are telling the interviewer that you're qualified. Then you continue, I am a manager with 6 years of experience in the pharmaceutical industry. That means you have been a manager in the pharmaceutical industry. If you have been a manager in the banking industry, then you can talk about the banking industry at this point. So, and then you have said, part of my duties as a manager were this and this. This is to align with what their job description is talking about. So you talk about the manager and the roles that you're doing. Then you go to your qualifications. What are your qualifications as a manager? Have you trained in strategic management? Have you done a master's degree? Anything related to a managerial position should be mentioned at this point. So you can say, I've undertook a course in this and this, as you proceed to talk about yourself. Then you go to your skills. You say, I'm able to handle pressure. I am able to handle pressure. How can you say you're able to handle pressure? You say, I produce my reports and do my work even under pressure and make sure to meet the deadlines. That is how you explain. Then you can talk about, I am a good communicator. I communicate effectively with my team members and through the email, blah, blah, blah. Then you talk about your achievements. So what have been your achievements as a manager? Have you increased revenue in your previous employment? So those are the things that you talk about in telling them about yourself. So that was the first question. The next question can be, how do you handle pressure? There are very many ways in which you can show your interviewer how you handle your pressure. How can you handle pressure? By staying calm. Always stay calm when under pressure. Another way you can handle pressure is organizing your team according to their strengths. In order to meet the deadlines, you should organize your teams according to their strength so that work can be easier. Another way you can handle pressure is by asking for more time if that can be an option at that moment. So you can give examples on how you have always been focused on getting the work done as opposed to being afraid of the pressure. Another question they might ask, how do you motivate yourself? You can talk about how you are self-motivated. You can always be looking for new ideas to stay motivated. Also, being passionate at work is giving your full potential at work. That means, but you should not talk as on a point of theoretical. You can say, I enjoy my work and therefore I make sure to come early in the morning, do any preparations before any other member of the team comes, or always always doing your work with your full potential, ensuring that all the tasks that are supposed to be done in the same in that day have been done by the end of the day. That keeps that gives you motivation even to come the next day. And also motivation can also come from your team members, encouraging each and every member of your team to be able to be productive, in the sense that all members of the team can be able to produce good results and can be able to elevate from one level to another in the sense of skills, in the same of positions, and any other thing that trainings, yes, things like that. Why are you leaving your current position? You can talk about the industry. If the job that you have applied for is in a different industry, you can talk about the diversification of the industries, and you also talk about handling. If you're looking for a promotion, you can talk about handling additional responsibilities as opposed to what you have been working on. Instead of saying you're looking for a promotion, you can talk about handling extra responsibilities, and also for diversity and growth in terms of career and industry. What is the most challenging thing about being a manager? The first challenging thing about being a manager is that you're supposed to monitor your performance as well as the performance of your team. So it can be that the team is performing well, and yet they're the ones who are making you to come out as a good manager, or you might be the one pushing your team so that you can produce results. So they should be that is the most challenging thing of being a manager. But how can you overcome this challenge? It's by setting clear goals and keeping members of your team focused, as well as your team or as yourself, and also measuring performances for both you and your team. And you can also invite an outsider who can be able to help you assess yourself as you assess members of your team. How do you manage your workload? So as this one is testing, are you able to organize your team? Are you able to delegate duties? Are you able to manage time? So how can you organize your work? It's by planning your day. You set clear goals, you set clear duties of the day so that you know what you're doing in the morning and what you're doing in the evening. So an answer can be, in the morning, I've been handling a group of 10 members. So in the morning, each group is to do different. If it's accounting, it's balancing the sheets, or it's making sure that the accounts for yesterday, if they are not, there was an issue yesterday, are they clear to start a new day? If there are shifts, are the shifts in between the shifts, are the numbers clear so that the next group can come in? So planning is how the best way you can manage your duty, and also delegating some tasks to others. What type of work environment do you prefer? So you should indicate that you're flexible. In any type of work environment, you should be flexible. Don't limit yourself in a specific type of environment, and maybe the interviewer wants to put you in a different type of environment. So you say you are flexible, and if you have worked with different people, especially if you have a lot of experience, you can say you have worked with people in different. You can talk about company. At company X, I worked with this type of environment. Company this, I worked, and I've been able to adapt to all these type of companies, and therefore it will not be an issue for me to work in this type of environment. Why did you apply for this position? Always start by saying, I am a great fit for this position. Also, that you align with the company's values and mission and vision, whatever they are looking forward to. You align with them. Talk about your current skills. What has matched you? Are you a good problem solver? Are you a good time manager? Can you delegate duties in the right manner? If those are your skills, this is when you point them out. You can also talk about your years of experience that make you a great fit for this position. Always remember that you have to be as actual as possible, that you don't give the theories. You always talk about what you have been doing in the office. You say, as a manager, I have been delegating duties. So transforming to this new role, it will not be a difficult thing to do. What would employees say about your management styles? So talk about how straightforward you are. Employees can say you're straightforward, you are motivative, you motivate them. Are you a go-getter? Things that are good for a manager. Successful skills that a manager should have. So straightforwardness, performance-oriented, result-oriented. Talk about those things that you deliver, so that you can convince the interviewer that whatever they are taking is something that will benefit them. How do you motivate your employees? So motivation can come in different ways. You can congratulate your employees. You can give them money. You can give them gifts. You can promote them. Those are ways you can motivate your employees. So you can talk about, you give them awards, you can give them certificates, whatever you have done that has made your employees feel like they are a good employee, or they are a benefit to that company. What is your weakness? So you can talk about starting many projects at a time. It's not a bad weakness, but sometimes you might find that you're neglecting some parts of different projects. So it is always good to handle one project at a time. So that is a weakness that you can give. Then another question is, why should we hire you? So this one you will still talk about, I am a manager of this type of experience in this type of industries. I've been able to delegate my duties to a number of team members of this amount, and they have delivered. During my tenure of work, I have achieved this and this and this. So why should we hire you? Are supposed to answer it like that. Then there's another question at what is your salary expectation? So if you know the range of the salary in which this organization gives, you can give the range. Like if it's 90,000 to 100,000, you can talk about it. But if you're not sure and you think it is a startup, you can always give the range, but also show the interviewer that you're flexible. And if you think you deserve a good salary, then it's at this point that you're supposed to say, I expect this amount. There's no bad thing about saying the exact amount of salary that you want. It just depends with the tone that you've used with the interviewer, and always read your interviewer. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you drop a like so that this video is recommended to many people. Subscribe.